Welcome back to New York Yankees Recaps. So slightly different format today. We've got a battle for the 5th spot in the rotation, and Clarke Schmidt, one of those candidates, is taking the mound in a split squad against the Orioles. So I'm going to capture every pitch that he throws, and I'm going to break it all down right now. All right, so split squad doubleheader today. Let's start with the game that is not televised. This is the Yankees at home against the Braves. Brett Gardner leading off, playing center field. Gio Urshela at third base. Mike Tauchman in left field. Clint Frazier over in right field. Mike Ford at first base. Chris Iannetta at DH. Tyler Wade at shortstop. Eric Kratz catching. Thairo Estrada at second base. And Masahiro Tanaka pitching. Now for the game I will be covering today. DJ LeMahieu at second base. Luke Voit at first base. Gleyber Torres at shortstop. You bet he's happy to face the Orioles again. Kyle Higashioka at catcher. Chris Gittens at DH. Rosel Herrera at third base, where he has looked tremendous this spring. Estevan Florial in center field. I'm excited to see him. Trey Amburgey in left field. And Thomas Malone in right field. I mentioned in yesterday's recap that Clarke Schmidt has kind of been taken under Garrett Cole's wing. Garrett Cole is looking at him as a sort of a personal project to turn him into a better pitcher. Now, maybe I'm just an armchair pitching coach, but one thing I do notice about Clarke Schmidt is the way that he opens up his front hip, and it kind of pulls his arm down out of the slot and causes him to miss up and away to lefties and up and into righties, though he does get good movement. I'm a little concerned that this might put some strain on his shoulder, maybe a little bit on his elbow, but that's definitely something to watch out for.
Austin Hayes 4 for 22 on the spring.
7 earned run average, but that was a year coming off of Tommy John surgery.
They drafted him knowing he was going to have Tommy John surgery. After Schmidt, they got a bunch of young kids who throw lightning. Not always sure.
Was on the board early in this one.
2-2 to Hayes. Just got a piece. No.
Actually saw him make an error the other day.
Hayes running and the ball into center field.
Steal bases, advance on balls in the dirt as well.
Switch hitting.
And really want to take the extra base. Move up 90 feet.
1-1 to Sandair. Bounce down to first. Boyd backhands it. Flips to Schmidt.
Really look good in batting practice. Going the other way. Not trying to do too much. And potential resurgence for Chris Davis. Takes the first inning.
That's up high. Moon back. Split squad game. Dennis has worked himself into some pretty favorable counts, and there's a blast to left center, and it falls for a base hit. 2.5 weeks away, Mike. It's creeping up.
It sure is. It comes.
Nunez 4 for 22 this spring, has a home run. Little pop up right side. LeMahieu with a long run, and it's fair ball. 2 on, 1 down. Orioles up 1-0.
It was in 2017. He came right in and had Tommy John surgery.
Bounced off the plate. Fires across. There's a line drive base hit into left.
But you're going to be in trouble with this wind pushing in. They're a beautiful piece of hitting. There was some frost on the pumpkin for sure.
Pedro Severino at the plate.
Easy to score a run.
Breaking ball for a strike.
Some big league catching and some hitting as well.
That was the 2-1. That should get a run in. Grabbed by the right fielder, and Newton playing second base today. Primarily used at shortstop last year by the Birds.
Season just trying to find what was going to work for Richie Martin.
Well, we saw how good he was defensively.
Off the chart, and I think it's great for him to be able to learn some other positions.
Bouncer to second. LeMahieu's there, and on the corners. 1 out, and Florial rips one into right field. That'll be extra bases. 1 run's in. And they'll hold the runner. This is the Yankees come back and tie it up at 3. He has taken
out much defensively there.
Fly ball right field. Let's see what the wind does with this one. Malone tracked.
Left-handed swing from Eddie.
He did, but it seemed like he got better. And Hayes scored a run in the first. He struck out, reached on a pass ball, stole a.
He's still kind of fighting for that here in spring training, although lately hitting the ball a little bit better. and look for some good things though out of him this year. And I think he's going to be that sinker, that firm sinker, and the hard slider, 84 miles an hour with some bite down and away. And Austin.
Clarke Schmidt trying to get the Orioles in order here,
which ended up leading to that 3-run first inning.
Right, especially early in the year in spring, getting your reps. Bounces it to second. LeMahieu up with it and throws him out. So a 1-2.
Happy for community.
And what we're learning now is, in your opinion, and a lot of people's opinion, it's as important as reading and math and everything else to art.
Yes, I just saw
about him and his well-being.
Yeah, they're the things per type of person, background of a teammate he has.
Thoughts and prayers going to Trey Mancini and his family, and it's coming from the heart. His opportunity here to put on an Oriole uniform more than Trey Mancini. So.
Okay, so Clarke Schmidt is out of the game. Obviously not the best start in the world. Gave up 3 runs in the first inning. Not too concerned about results. Let's talk about his stuff. So the first thing I want to mention is that he was doing exactly what I said he was going to do. He was flying open with that front side. As he was going down the mound towards home plate, driving towards home plate, he opens that hip just a little bit too early and opens up his front left shoulder a little bit too early, which drops his arm slot, causes him to miss up in the zone and away to left-handers into right-handers. It looked like he was maybe compensating a little bit on his curveball, which is why he was bouncing it. I think, I can see why they like his stuff, right? He touched 95 a few times. He had a really good, sharp curveball a few times. I think it's just going to be developing consistent mechanics, which is only going to come with more and more reps, more and more innings in the minor leagues. So he's got the stuff. He's got big league stuff. The only problem that I see with him is his consistency when it comes to location, and that's going to come as he drives down the mound from the rubber towards home plate. He's got to consistently tuck that front side at the right moment, which will pull his arm slot into the right slot, which will cause him to consistently be able to hit his spots, and he won't miss up and away, and he won't bury that curveball. Once he irons out his consistency with command, he's going to be a good pitcher, but he's not ready yet.